right. Welcome to our Native Plant Festival and Sale volunteer training. We are so grateful that you are all interested in hanging out with us for our event and lending a hand. Um, we also appreciate you taking the time out of your busy lives to attend this training. We're going to cover like the basics of the festival tonight in this presentation, and then you'll get another training on the day of March 7th. So this is not the only training you're going to receive. This is more like a precursor. So this is just to get you familiar with the festival, the layout and the flow of things. So this is especially important for first-time volunteers. Will be pretty brief. In past years, this training has taken about 45 minutes. I think we're going to get through it in a half an hour today, with about 15 minutes for questions at the end. So we'll also be talking about areas where we need your support, so different roles for the festival day. And we'll talk about different plant stocks, all of the good stuff. So we'll dive in there in just a second. Before I go any further, I want to introduce myself. My name is Jay Townsend. I'm the Community Resilience Coordinator at Thurston Conservation District. This will be my fourth plant sale. I think my fourth plant sale. So I'm very excited. It's going to be a great event, probably the biggest we've seen, because it just seems to grow every year, which is really exciting. A little bit about Thurston Conservation District. We are, if you're not familiar with us, we're a non-regulatory agency. So that means we don't enforce any rules or laws, but we help folks in Thurston County manage their natural resources. So whether that's soil, air, water, vegetation, we have resources and workshops, events, all focused on conserving natural resources. We've been around for a long time. And this plant sale has also been around for a long time, about 26 years. Thurston Conservation District has been around for over 75 years, and we've been running this plant sale for about 26 years. So the plant sale, like I said, gets bigger every year. Last year, we had about 1,400 attendees. So that was the most we've seen. We definitely sold out of a lot of plants, and our vendors had a really great day. So we're expecting a similar turnout, 1,400 attendees, which is, like I said, very exciting. It's a great community event. We don't hold this plant sale to make money. We don't, we don't profit off of it. It's purely a community event powered by volunteers, all, to get native plants out into the community. So thank you so much for being here and, working to get beautiful plants out into your neighborhoods. All right, so I'm looking at the chat here. I see a lot of first-time volunteers. I see a couple second-year volunteers, which is awesome. I just want to thank the volunteers who come back year after year. This year, we would like to offer a new leadership opportunity for volunteers who are returning. So those volunteers who have volunteered in the past, kind of know the drill already, will have the opportunity to help train the new volunteers during the first portion of the shift when we practice filling orders with our staff and volunteer orders. So if you are a returning volunteer and you would like to buddy up with a new volunteer to help train, please send me a message, either a direct message here on Zoom or send me an email. And just say, hey, I'm a returning volunteer and I would love to help train. That would be so helpful for us. All right. So this is a map of the fairgrounds. This is kind of the layout of the festival. Off to the left, you'll see the yellow parking areas. Morning volunteers on March 7th will have the glorious responsibility of setting the parking rows for the event. So when you arrive on March 7th in the morning, you'll want to take a left. Once you pull into the fairgrounds, you take a left and you head over to the parking area. We will be having a couple staff people out in the parking area that can help direct you, but please be mindful of how you're parking because you're going to set the mood for the rest of the day. And then once you've parked, you will walk through the fairgrounds to the Peterson barn. off to the right-hand side of your screen. And that's where most volunteers will be working throughout the day. Most volunteers will be plant packers. However, all volunteers will need to sign in at the Peterson barn. So no matter what your job is on March 7th, when you arrive for your shift, you'll want to head to the Peterson barn to check in. And that's when you'll get your assignment, you'll get your training, and all of the supplies that you need, like gloves and snacks, will be in the Peterson barn. So your home base will be the Peterson barn. Okay, let's see. If you could all please try to arrive a little early before your shift so that you can find parking and walk over to the Peterson barn. We are going to start the shifts promptly at 9 a.m. and 12 o'clock. So if you could start arriving around 8:45 or 11:45 for check-in, that would be perfect. That way you can get to the Peterson barn with plenty of time to start the training. Okay, so Festival Day logistics. So we have 4 main volunteer roles. We have, like I mentioned, the packing walk-up sale orders. That's going to be the majority of you. So the majority of you will be packing orders in the barn. We also need help with some mulch prep. We'll go more into that in a second. But just to kind of keep it in your mind, we also have a plant order runner position and parking support, like I mentioned. So those are the 4 main volunteer duties. Parking, like I said, the general parking area is off to the left, and the accessible parking area is going to be kind of in that middle area where you can see that yellow rectangle where that says accessible parking. If you need accessible parking, please use it. But if you can, please use the general parking lot because we want to keep those spots open for festival attendees. Okay, refreshments and lunch. There will be warm drinks, snacks, and lunch available for all volunteers. We will have vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free options. However, please bring any supplemental nutrition that you think you might need, just in case you don't like what we have or it doesn't meet your needs. That way you have a backup. We also hope that you can bring a reusable water bottle and a mug for warm drinks. We'll have tea and cocoa and hopefully coffee. But if you can bring your own mug, that would cut down on waste quite a bit. So try to bring that if you can. Restrooms are going to be in the cow painted building. They're kind of central to the fairgrounds. You can't miss them as you walk by. They are literally painted like a cow. And then let's see. We'll have a limited amount of garden gloves for packing plants. If you have your own, it'd be great to bring them, but don't feel like it's necessary because we will have some on hand. And then, of course, the perks. Why are we all volunteering? So because this sale is so popular, we really want to make sure that our volunteers have the opportunity to purchase plants before they sell out, because things do sell out. So as a thank you to all of our volunteers, everyone will be able to place their plant orders before the sale even starts. So you get first pick of the plants. The only caveat to this is that the PM volunteers, anyone who is volunteering from 12 to 3, you need to get your order to me before March 6th. That way we can have it on hand March 7th, and we can pack it in the morning and have it ready for you to pick up after your shift. So please email me. My email is listed there on the screen, jtownsend@thurstoncd.com. And you can look at the inventory list on our store website, store.thurstoncd.com, to help choose your plants. And then just write me an email, say I'd like 6 salmonberry, 4 rhododendron. And then we'll get you your total and payment on March 7th. Okay, and we're like I said, we're going to take questions at the end. So if you have any questions, just jot them down, and we'll have a Q&A when I'm done with my presentation. Alrighty, so the walk-up sale flow. The process is pretty simple. It goes like this. Customers line up. There will be two lines, one outdoors and one indoors. So customers pick the line that they want to wait in. When they get to the order taker, that's who they give their order to. The order taker receives the order, takes payment, and then they give that order slip to the plant packers. The plant packers will then fill the orders using the plants in the barn. Once you've filled your order, you will take it to the quality control station, the QC station, and our staff will check your order just to make sure it's accurate. And once it's checked, it's good to go, then the packed orders go outside to the pickup station. And that's where the TCD staff member, Tina, will be handing them out to attendees. So that's the general flow. When you arrive on March 7th, like I said, please try to arrive 10 to 15 minutes early to find a parking spot and walk over to the Peterson barn. We'll begin training at 9:05 and 12:05 after volunteer check-in at the Peterson barn. Morning volunteers. This is how the training is going to go. So from 9:05 to 9:20, there will be a packing tutorial. And that'll be led by Mara and Taylor, who you see on your screen. Once that's done, we are going to start practicing filling orders. So from 9:20 to 9:50, we'll be filling the staff and volunteer orders that were placed that morning. So this will give us good practice, and we really want to make sure we're ensuring accuracy over speed. That's going to be really important. And then once we get all of the staff and volunteer orders filled, then at 9:55, volunteers, the plant packers, will line up behind the order takers and get ready for the 10 a.m. open. The barn is usually packed full of people waiting for the sale to open. So it's really important that we are all wrapped up with volunteer and staff orders by 9:55. Okay, and then the sale will open and it'll go by really fast, I promise. All right, so we're gonna shift into the different roles now. So plant packers, like I said, this is going to be the majority of volunteers. We have two shifts available, 9 o'clock to 12:30 and 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock. So you might notice that there's a bit of an overlap. Morning volunteers will not be released until 12:30. That will give time for the PM volunteers to get to the Peterson barn and have a half an hour of training before they dive in. So AM shift, please be aware, you're not going to be released until 12:30. And that'll be around the time that lunch comes too. So it'll kind of be like, as you leave, grab a slice of pizza or whatever we're having. I don't know yet what we're having. And the PM shift will kind of come in and relieve the AM shift. So plant packers, your lead staff will be me, Mara, and Sam. I will be coordinating volunteers. Sam is coordinating the teens in Thurston. So if you are a teen participating in the Teens in Thurston program, Sam will be your main contact. Mara is going to be in the barn ensuring all the plants stay healthy, and she'll be in charge of quality control. This is a pretty physical job, so you will be receiving the plant order forms, filling the orders using the plant stock in the barn, and then handing off the orders to the quality control station. There will be a lot of walking. Please wear sturdy shoes, and like I said before, make sure you have a water bottle. We'll have water on hand, but if you can bring a full water bottle, that'll be helpful. You'll also want to make sure you're updating Mara and Taylor as we run out of plants or get low on stock. So you're gonna have to be loud. You're gonna say, one left of rhododendron, and that way we can kind of keep the inventory accurate. Okay, and again, ensure accuracy over speed. We have a lot of volunteers this year, so I am not concerned at all about filling orders in a timely manner. We want to make sure everything is accurate. because it can be difficult to amend mistakes because we run out of plants. All right, so for you plant packers, a couple things to be aware of. This is what an example order form looks like. They are going to look a little different this year, but the principle remains the same. You want to make sure you're doing a one-to-one bundle. So if you can see on the order form, someone ordered 2 blackcap raspberries. If blackcap raspberries come in a bundle of 5, that means they get 10 plants total. So they get 2 bundles of 5. Things will be bundled as they should be sold on March 7th. So you don't have to worry about unbundling plants and rebundling them. But it's just something to keep in mind that some plants are bundled in groups of 5. Some are just 1 plant. Some are different stocks. So we'll talk about that in a second. So yeah, I'll just move to the next slide here. Okay, so this is the 3 different types of plant stock that we'll have at the plant sale. On your left, you'll see 1 bare root plant. It might look like there are 5 different plants coming out of that one, but it does count as only 1 plant. So if someone were to order this, they would get 1 plant. And you can tell that it's 1 because it only has 1 root collar, the point where all the roots kind of merge into the base of the plant. So you'll want to go by root collar rather than how many stems the plant has or roots. In the middle here, you'll see a bucket full of live stakes. So a live stake looks like just a stick, but you stick it in the ground and it grows. 1 stick is going to be 1 live stake. So if someone orders 1 live stake, they just get 1 stick. And then on your right, this is an example of a small bundle of plugs. So things like ferns will be packed in bundles of plugs like this. And it's important to remember that they'll be bundled, there's 5 plants in that 1 bundle. So you're not going to undo the bundle to pick out 1. They just get the 1 bundle. If that makes sense. It'll make more sense on March 7th, I promise. All right. Okay, so the second volunteer role is going to be the plant runner. So similarly, we have the shift from 9 to 12:30 and 12 to 3 o'clock. These folks will deliver completed orders to the pickup tent from the quality control station. So there's going to be lots of walking in this role as well. This role will also be indoors and outdoors because you'll be bringing plants out to the pickup tent. So please dress accordingly for the weather. We have no idea what it's going to be. And today, I know it snowed, it hailed, it was sunny, and it was raining. So we really don't know what we're in for yet. So please dress accordingly. Right. Oh, and I did want to make a little shout out that the plant runners this year are going to be students from the Rotary Interact Club. Very excited to have you guys. So these students have agreed to be our plant runners. They're going to be braving the weather and making sure everyone gets their plants. So thank you. All right, then we have mulch prep. This includes pulling mulch from the truck, outward, loading the mulch into the bags for packaging plants, and then you want to assist the plant packers as needed. So, jumping in to take an order when needed. That's going to be important. But yeah, so mulch prep is pretty simple. It's exactly what it sounds like. You'll just be filling bags with mulch. And then we have parking. So parking also 9 to 12:30 and 12 to 3 o'clock. Your lead staff for parking is going to be Kendall. And you'll help direct traffic to available parking, also helping customers get to the festival area, and you'll help direct traffic out of the appropriate exit gate. So this is a pretty important job, but you will be with a TCD staff member at all times. So we do need 1 to 2 volunteers for this. If you are interested in helping out with parking, you can shoot me an email or send me a direct message on the Zoom chat, and I can put you down as a parking support person. Like I said, we only need like 1 or 2 people. So if anyone's interested, let me know. Alrighty, so those were the 4 roles. And if you have questions pop up during the sale itself, please ask your lead. So if you're in the barn, you want to connect with myself, Sam, Taylor, or Mara. If you're helping with parking, you want to connect with Kendall. If you need anything else, I'm going to be your point person. So if anything else comes up throughout the day, you can always text me, call me, email me, or just hunt me down and ask me your questions. I'm happy to help. My contact information will be on the next slide, so we'll stop there for questions, and you can jot down my contact info so you all have it. All righty. Wow, 25 minutes. Okay. Are there any questions? Let's see. And feel free to unmute yourself, raise your hand, whatever you feel comfortable with.
Will staff people have some kind of identifying clothing or something in the
Yes. Good question. Yes, they will have, we all have, like, we might be wearing a shirt like what I'm wearing today that says Native Plant Festival and Sale. We might have a bright yellow crew neck on. We will have a name tag at least, so you can at least identify us that way. And we'll introduce all the leads in the morning during the training, and you'll meet people. That PM people will meet folks as they get integrated. Good question.
And even though the website says that pre-orders have ended for the plant sale, it's still available for us to pre-order as volunteers.
That opens in October, and that runs through the end of January. The pre-orders are going to be great for buying bulk stock. The day of sale is great for buying single and small bundle plants. So the pre-orders have closed, but the day of sale is kind of a separate thing. So yeah, you're totally fine. You can purchase as many plants as you need.
Thanks.
Yeah. And then I see Kalina has a question. When will we know our role? Day of or prior? Good question. So if you have a role that you are dying to do, please let me know and I can sign you up for that. Everyone else will be plant packers. Like probably 90% of volunteers will be plant packers. So if you don't give me a preference, you'll get your assignment on the day of. If you do give me a preference, you'll know ahead of time. Excellent. Yes. Any other questions? Just catching up on some chats. Okay. Awesome. Okay, well, if there are no other questions, I will let you all get back to your evenings. If anything does come up, please email me, call me. Um, you know, you can always reach me. So thank you all so much. We'll see you on March 7th. And yeah, if anything comes up, feel free to reach out.
Thank you.
Thanks all. We did it in a half hour. Woohoo!